in Nigeria. Unless we are in a party in Yoruba land, that party is not progressive. Philosophy. So, Mr. Vice President, I welcome you back home. I welcome you back to the hallowed land of the progressive politics of Nigeria. I will continue to say it, wherever the Yoruba is, that is the home of progressive politics.
The governor of Ogun State, Prince Abiodun, urged all the people to take advantage of this process.
Permit me to share with you that since I've had the privilege of being your governor, we've had a lot of other members of other parties join this great party. We've had members that have joined us from ADC. We've had members that joined us from APM. We've had members that joined us from PDP. This makes this exercise a very instructive one. But because this will allow all these new people that have just joined us to register.
The revalidation of membership of the Vice President is a signal to all of the commencement of the exercise in Ogun State.
The Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, has revalidated his membership of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, at his polling unit Ward 1 in Ikene Remo. He noted that the exercise will further boost the morale of party members, saying APC is still the party that has the wherewithal to solve the nation's challenges. This marks the commencement of the registration exercise in Ogun State.
At 12:36 in the afternoon, the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, arrived in Ikene Remo in the waiting arms of the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Abiodun, National Leader of the party, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, Governor of Niger State, Abubakar Sani Bello, among others. Straight to Ward 1, Egunrege Unit 3, for the revalidation exercise of the party. The Vice President said the registration and revalidation exercise will confirm the status of the party as the party of the people.
Party registration and revalidation is important because it offers us an opportunity to have a credible role of our members, such that we are able to reach our members from the polling booth level all the way to the wards, local government, and federal constituencies. Why do we want to reach our people? The people are the party, and the party is the people. There is no party without the people.
Professor Osinbajo said APC remains the party that has all the resources to solve the country's challenges.
The coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic, has made matters worse. And we have also had, as you know, security challenges that have stretched our law enforcement capacities all over the country. But we remain the best party, the best people to solve this problem. Let us not be in any doubt about that. Our focus on jobs for our young people is a resolute commitment of our party. Aside from the various microcredit schemes that we are putting in place, our payroll support program, the Empower, and now 774,000 jobs program, 1,000 in every local government. We also have a mass housing scheme where we hope that every Nigerian that can pay 8,000 to 10,000 a month can own a home of his own.
He said plans are in top gear to find lasting solution to the security challenges confronting the nation.
We must ensure the prosecution of all those who have been arrested for kidnapping, for banditry, and for all manner of criminal activities in this land. There must be evidence that justice is being done. And this is achievable by the stronger collaboration between the police, the state ministries of justice, and the federal ministry of justice. We can make this happen, and we continue to work at ensuring that this is done. The second The second opportunity that we have is that with the new service chiefs that Mr. President has just appointed, we have a fresh set of eyes, intellect, and skills, and a fresh look at strategies against the insurgencies in the Northeast, as well as against banditry and kidnapping elsewhere.
He urged Nigerians to resist any attempts to cause chaos and disunity in the country, admonishing interested Nigerians to utilize the opportunity to register and become member.
Meanwhile, the governor of Ogun State, Prince Takwo Abiodun, has revalidated his membership of the All Progressives Congress APC at Itaosoyin, Ward 1, Unit 3. The governor at the event said APC is the party to beat in the state.
To his word at Itaosoyin, Ward 1, Unit 3, was to revalidate his membership of the All Progressives Congress APC. The people who were excited to see their son turned it into a carnival or a political rally. The governor said there is no better time to join APC than now.
That this party, since I assumed office, has grown in leaps and bounds. Our membership continues to swell. Members have been joining us from other parties. From ADC, they've joined us. You have GNI City behind you, who contested with me in the last elections. We have members of PDP that have joined us. And only recently we had members of APM that have all joined us on the floor of the House of Assembly. Today, we boast of having 23 out of 26 members of the House of Assembly. This is clearly unprecedented in the history of this state. I want to plead with those of us who are incumbent members of the party that will be revalidating their membership. Please imbibe this principle of inclusiveness. All those that have joined us, please open your arms and receive them. Because a party is not a social club. It is not a privileged club. The more of us in the party, the merrier. The more we are, the greater our chances of winning elections, better and easier.
There were goodwill messages at the event appealing to residents to visit their wards to register.
I want to implore members that are here to take this opportunity and make sure that we register massively. And we all turn ourselves volunteers to canvass others to come and join this party, particularly the young men and the young women.
I call on everybody, most especially the intending members, who are willing to join our party, to go and register. After registering the governor of Ogun State, and also the whole members, to go and revalidate their membership status.
In continuation of the ongoing registration and revalidation exercise of the All Progressives Congress, Ogun State Deputy Governor Engineer Noimot Salako-Oyedele has urged party faithful to shun violence and embrace peace. Engineer Noimot Salako-Oyedele, who stated this after validating our membership and flagging off the GRA Ota Ward 3 polling unit in Ado-Odo Ota local government, told party members to shun all acts that will bring disorderliness and affect the smooth running of the exercise. The Deputy Governor added that the responsibility of party members is to mobilize as many people as possible for the exercise, noting that politics is a game of numbers and not a social club.
Validate their membership of the party. It is also an opportunity for us to get new members into the fold, to persuade our friends, our neighbors, and our kin to come out and join the party. We have people who have joined the party in numbers since we came into government, from other parties, from PDP, from APM, and from ADC. They now have the opportunity to validate that joining of our great party and becoming part of us.
The chairman of the State Membership Registration Committee, Honorable Ademori Kuye, said the exercise was critical towards repositioning the party, urging party loyalists to key into the initiative as well as cooperate with the committee. He added that being a registered party member would open doors of opportunities, especially when it comes to appointments and other benefits. One of the national leaders of the All Progressives Congress and former governor of Ogun State, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, has revalidated his membership of the party, accompanied by the Ogun State Governor Prince Takwa Abiodun and other members of the party in Ogun State. The former governor performed the exercise at his polling booth in Shotubi Primary School, Onikolobo.
Leaders of the All Progressives Congress and former governor of Ogun State, Aremo Olusegun Oshoba, performing the revalidation exercise to renew his membership of the party in the presence of the Ogun State Governor, Prince Takwa Abiodun, political office holders, leaders, members of the party in Ogun State, and APC Registration and Revalidation Committee in the southwest of the country. After officially becoming a bona fide member of the party once again, Aremo Oshoba then addressed the party faithful, assuring them of his 100% loyalty to the party and continued support for the current administration in Ogun State. The former governor urged members of the party to be united for a common goal of building a formidable party that will always come out victorious in every election. Ogun State Governor Prince Takwa Abiodun said his administration will continue to count on the support of the former governor, who has demonstrated his genuine love for his people by the choice of the polling units. Prince Abiodun promised that his administration will continue to spread development to every part of the state without leaving anyone behind, as he called for the acceptance of new members into the party.
The registration for our pay, remember that last registration, or take 18, what's back 18 see, at the outer Jara for one, allowed to Jara for one ADC, and the PDP, and the back and the APM. Ferro, they just have 4, yes, the Bangwali, let us accept them. Because Charlie Oshelu, party. The more we are, the merrier. The more we are, the easier it will be for us to win elections.
The governor promised the immediate commencement of the construction of Kobakwe, Oba Road, and rehabilitation of Shodubi Primary School.
So this school, St. Paul's Primary School, will begin rehabilitating within the next 2 weeks.
He assured of more developmental programs in the state.
More All Progressives Congress APC members in Ogun State continue to revalidate their membership while new members are being registered. OGTV Group monitored the exercise in Remo Federal Constituency.
Validation and registration of members of the All Progressives Congress APC commenced on the 9th of February 2021 as members revalidate their membership with the party. So also are new members moving in to be part of the fold, from Ishara to Ikperu to Ikene down to Shagamu. It was the same story as members continue to be part of the exercise. The State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development is from Shagamu local government.
So our party is a party that is accepted by a lot of people. So people are turning out to register. In fact, to the extent that the materials that are being used, people are complaining that they don't have enough. So that's the kind of turnout that you get. We are all one family, one party. You understand? There's no way, even within two brothers, two sisters, you have some kind of misunderstanding, but it's misunderstanding that could be resolved within us. So I'm sure that nobody will complain in Shagamu that they do not allow them register. So we are good to go.
Honorable Ademola Adeyinka is a member of the Ogun State House of Assembly representing Shagamu 2 State Constituency. He was here to take part in the exercise.
Process in Ward 12, I would say, is smooth, and everybody is being carried along, unlike other wards. But Ward 12 has been like a good example to all other wards to see. Like, there's no discrimination, new members are being welcomed, and the old members have been revalidated also.
But it was the same complaint everywhere. Complaint of inadequate materials as the crowd coming out to join the party increases daily.
People have been coming out to do registration, but the turnout is a bit low. So, but I know that as it goes, people will still turn out to do registration.
But paper produce more of a registration paper.
I'm not faulting the process. Maybe they are using that technique to allow some polling units to get registered, which is a welcome idea. But it's not enough.
The exercise is expected to end in 2 weeks.
The Chief of Staff to the Governor of Ogun State, Alhaji Shuaib Afolabi Salisu, has revalidated his membership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, at NUD Primary School, Onigbogbo Polling Unit, Okweji Ward in Oteda Local Government Area. The Chief of Staff also visited his alma mater, as well as an ongoing water project facilitated to the village by him.
The visit of the Chief of Staff to the Governor of Ogun State, Alhaji Shuaib Afolabi Salisu, to Onigbogbo community is for 3 reasons. First, to revalidate his membership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, at Onigbogbo Polling Unit, Odeda Local Government Area.
Is to comply with the requirements, the guidelines for membership revalidation. And I've come here to my own polling unit, personally and in a person, to revalidate my membership of our great party, All Progressive Congress, APC.
The Chief of Staff admonished residents of the state to make themselves available for the opportunity of becoming members of the ruling party.
Again, I will advise them to come out in large number and register for All Progressive Congress. As of today in this country, there is no other platform that can provide that development except the All Progressive Congress, our great party. So they should come out in large numbers. And I'm sure if you also look around, you see the interventions in terms of what government has done to this school. Look a little bit further down, you see the borehole, and when we leave here, there's another borehole that's been done just recently in order to also bring development down to this place. So they must continue to support the party that remembers them.
The second purpose of the visit was to fraternize with teachers and pupils of Odeda Local Government Primary School, Onigbogbo, his alma mater.
And for me, it is not just a form of nostalgia, it's a revalidation that the Prince Dr. Abiodun administration, particularly to enhance public school, must continue to be pursued, must continue to receive a boost. I mean, the health of the public school determines to a large extent the head of the education system of any community and any society.
He also visited Odeda Local Government Primary School, Araromi, and Odeda Local Government Nursery and Primary School, Mawuko, where he encouraged the teachers and students.
Whether you are a boy or you are a girl, the future is very bright for you. Amen. And that's why the governor is doing everything possible to ensure that regardless of where the school is located, whether the school is in a major town, whether the school is in a urban area, or whether the school is in the village or rural community, that every child of Ogun State, wherever you have an opportunity of a qualitative education.
The visit also afforded the Chief of Staff the opportunity of inspecting water projects in the community, which is already at the final stage of completion. He noted that the Prince Dakwabiodun administration operates a bottom-up approach to governance, hence improving the livelihood of rural dwellers and bringing socio-economic development to the grassroots.
As government continues to implement different programs aimed at making their lives better, youths in Ogun State have been encouraged to acquaint themselves with the programs of the government meant to create employment opportunities for them through the internet while intensifying efforts to disseminate information. The State Governor, Prince Dakwabiodun, represented by the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun State, Comrade Tunde Oladunjoye, made this call in his speech at the 2021 edition of Freedom Day Summit by the All Progressives Congress National Youth League held at the June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta.
The events of February 11, 2019, in which members of the party were brutalized during the presidential campaign, continues to linger in the minds of members of the All Progressives Congress in Ogun State as a thick dark cloud, in making sure that such a sad event does not repeat itself again and reward the victims of the brutality. This event has been put together by All Progressive Congress National Youth League with the theme, Political Provocation, Its Causes, Effects and Management to Preach Political Tolerance. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwabiodun, represented by the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress in the state, Comrade Tunde Oladunjoye, who used the occasion to tender the apology of the party, said their sacrifices have not been in vain, given what has been recorded in the state so far.
I want to implore you that you should take advantage of opportunities that are available and that are being initiated by this government to use our understanding of the modern technology to disseminate information about government initiatives.
The guest speaker and group head of current and public affairs of Television Continental, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, started his lecture by first commending the landmark progress the state has been making without any controversy, assuring the people that the state is in good hands. Kolade Otitoju stated that it makes a lot of sense to honor the horrible memory of events that took place on the day, as he itemized lack of internal democracy, transparency, belligerent rhetorics, and lack of level playing field as the causes of political provocation.
That for Nigeria to be fixed, or any other country for that matter, its politics must first be fixed. It follows therefore that to fix Nigerian politics, we must first fix the political parties.
Earlier in his welcome address, State Coordinator of APC Youth League, Comrade Olamide Lawal, said the essence of the event is to appreciate the people for their support, ensuring peaceful coexistence and understanding, while empowering some of the brutalized victims of the 2019 presidential campaign rally.
This current administration is running a people-oriented project, and it will never forget those that actually suffered for this government to be in place.
There was a panel discussion on the way forward in achieving a peaceful democratic atmosphere.
If other governors or other people, other politicians can emulate what His Excellency, Prince Dr. Dakwabiodun has been doing.
Items ranging from tailoring machines, grinding machines, generating sets, clippers, freezer, and a motorcycle were presented to the victims.
Ogun State Governor Prince Dakwabiodun has handed down a warning to perpetrators of violence in Owode, Ketu, Egua, Igonalade, and Igbogila areas of the state, saying that his administration would leave no stone unturned in curtailing the activities of brigands in the state. This was just as it deployed a special task force comprising the Nigeria Police and other security agencies, including the State Security Service and local vigilante groups, with representatives of other stakeholder and entities in the crisis-prone areas of Yewa North, Imekwafon, and Yewa South, council areas of the state. In recent times, the areas have witnessed criminal assaults, killings leading to the closure of schools, public institutions, and business facilities. In a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Kunle Shomori, Governor Abiodun directed that investigations were sped up and concluded so that indicted persons could be charged to court and prosecuted in the interest of justice. He said governments will leave no stone unturned in checking the activities of brigands and criminals in this state, adding that Ogun State cannot be defined by crimes and criminalities. Ogun does not have any haven, safe or unsafe, for killers, bandits, insurgents, or cultists. He noted that governments shall spare no action, including ruthless ones, to bring peace, public order into every hamlet, town, city in the Gateway State. The statement added that the provision of the Constitution and the moral authority confer on the government the right to protect the lives and property of the people. This is sacrosanct and shall not be compromised under Governor Dapo Abiodun's watch. Last weekend, Governor Abiodun set up an investigation team to investigate and bring to book all the persons involved in the herders-farmers conflict in the state. Governor Abiodun commiserated with the families of the deceased and also expressed sympathy to those who lost their farmlands as well as cows during the unfortunate crisis. Secretary to Ogun State Government, Mr. Tukumbo Talabi, has decorated 6 police security personnel attached to the government house recently promoted to their new rank with a charge to rededicate themselves to duty call of their fatherland. Addressing the newly promoted officers at the Governor's Office, Okemoso, Abeokuta, Mr. Talabi, who maintained that the promotion of officers to a superior rank was one of the ways of motivating security personnel to be more efficient in their duties, saying that the newly promoted officers should count themselves worthy of the recognition as promotion is for deserving officers that have dedicated themselves to duty through hard work and discipline.
Once there is elevation, there must be responsibility.
Yes.
So now, for those of you that have been promoted, it means there's a higher call on you to discharge your duty in line with our national anthem. Okay? Yes. So that peace and justice and unity can reign. And that is what charge that I have for you today. To say, let those who have participated in elevating you be proud anytime they see you, that these are men worthy of such accolades.
Right, thereafter prayed for God's continued protection and preservation for the newly promoted officers. The decoration ceremony was performed in company of the Special Advisor to the Governor on Security, retired AIG Olushola Subao, and the State Commandant of the Southwest Security Outfit, codenamed Amotekun, Mr. David Akinremi. The newly promoted officers are CSP Adewale Shitu, ASP Meshak Ashikpa, ASP Ezekiel Alade, ASP Aruna Obadiah, ASP Aruna Hamid, and ASP Azim Sani. For effective waste collection service, the Ogun State Waste Management Authority, OGWAMA, has started the distribution of waste bills in selected residential areas as part of its waste management reform for a clean, safe, and healthy environment. Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment and Chief Executive Officer of OGWAMA, Mr. Ola Oresanya, who announced this during the crucial meeting with private service providers and waste vendors, said the step became necessary after several months of free waste collection, which was used to test run the billing services.
Under the new billing systems, the selected residential households will now pay for the services rendered to them online through the Ogun State Waste Authority to the private service providers, PSP, thus making the system foolproof. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Environment and Chief Executive Officer of Ogun State Waste Management Authority, Mr. Ola Oresanya, assured the PSP operators that the new billing system and other waste management reforms in the sector is not meant to impoverish them, but to modernize the system and make them prosperous envisaged by the Prince Dapo Abiodun administration.
This government is not here to punish anybody. This is not a government that is here to take food from your table. It does not belong which of the divide, the political divide you belong to. You are indigene of this state, you are a resident of this state, you are paying your taxes here, you are bound to prosper here. So your investment must not go down the drain.
The special advisors said other residential and commercial areas will soon be captured in the new waste billing systems and warned industries against selling their waste, especially the hazardous ones which will be carted away by Ogwama. Speaking, the chairman, Waste Managers Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, the umbrella body of the PSP, Mr. Jola Oluwa Emmanuel, thanked the state government for the new initiative, saying the new billing system and the reforms will make the states clean, healthy, and safe.
We appreciate our Governor, His Excellency Dapo Abiodun, for the total support given to the authority to forge ahead with the execution of this program. And we are believing God that it will be better for us in Ogun State.
They promised to cooperate with the state government in its new reform in order to take the state to greater heights.
Ogun State Civil Service Commission has conducted a qualifying written examination for staff of Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, OOUTH, seeking upgrade into various professional cadres in the civil service. Speaking during the exercise at the Staff Development Center at Abeokuta, the Chairman, State Civil Service Commission, Engineer Tokumbo Odebumi, disclosed that the examination conducted by the Public Service Competitive Examination Board is to test the ability, knowledge, and performance of the candidates. Engineer Odebumi explained that the applicants who sat for the examination cut across various cadres, including administrative, nutrition, social welfare, accounting, and information, adding that successful ones would occupy vacant positions in the institution. He said one of the core mandates of the board is to score candidates based on merit and would not relent in sustaining the tempo, noting that the Civil Service Commission is the warehouse where recruitment, training, and planning are put together.
This is one of the fundamental innovations that we want to bring into the Civil Service Commission. We believe that we have enough material that can conduct examinations both in the service, civil service, in the public service, and even for the private sector. And one of the reasons why we have taken up this particular one is to start the process of going to conduct examinations for other statutory agencies, like the Local Government Service Commission, Teaching Service Commission, SUBEB, Local Government Service Commission, and very many more other commissions that are not statutory. One of the mandates of the Civil Service Commission is to analyze and score officers and merits to help them for their examination and in advancement of their careers.
On behalf of other candidates, Mr. Dairo Olugbenga and Mrs. Oniiton Abiola appreciated the state government for the privilege and described the process capable of giving them the opportunity to contribute their quota to the growth of the state as laudable. In actualizing the vision of making agriculture the platform for employment and food security, Ogun State government has linked hundreds of women and youths in agribusiness to access funds from financial institutions. The revelation was made by Dr. Angel Adela Jakuye, Senior Special Assistant to Ogun State Governor, during Agriculture Finance Seminar.
In its drive to encourage youth and women in partaking in agribusiness without any hindrance, the Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture has partnered with various financial institutions across the state. This seminar, organized by the ministry, harbored the first set of 100 youth in the state and linked to necessary information from funding partners on accessing agricultural fund. The state senior special advisor to the governor on agriculture, Dr. Angel Adelaja Kuye, stated that the 4-day seminar has unfolded business plan development, financial, panel sessions, and one-on-one interaction with representatives from each financial institution.
It's also to make sure that they are investment ready. Many times they know how to run their business, but to package their business in such a way where somebody can also put funds into it becomes difficult. So after this 4-day training, they will go through an enterprise development training, and they will actually learn how to put their business plan together, put their financials together, pitch their business, make sure they know how to market and scale and grow very efficient agribusinesses. Ogun State is the industrial capital of the nation, and we also want to make it the agricultural capital.
Participants were full of appreciation and optimistic in having access to fund facilitated by the state government.
My passion is crawling presently because I need to use personal funds. And it's not making me get to where I want to get to, and it's making the whole thing draggy. So I'm here to actually get insights into how to access capital enough to improve my business. All and how I was able to register, I think, yes, the government is ready to help farmers.
I strongly believe that this seminar will give us access to funds.
The seminar was an eye-opener for the participants in expanding their horizon in agriculture.
Ogun State Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Abayomi Arigbabu, has said that the government will continue to support and encourage its learners to participate in academic competitions in order to identify the best and explore their potentials. Professor Arigbabu made this known at the state competition of the Junior Engineers, Technicians and Scientists JETS among schools at Abeokuta Grammar School, Idiaba, saying adequate preparation has been put in place to ensure that representatives of the state emerged as overall best. Professor Arigbabu stated that the state won 11 laurels in various competitions last year, noted that schools would continue to give quality teaching to produce excellent students.
As a Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, we try to encourage all this. And in actual fact, what we have decided again in the ministry is that our public schools should be well represented, should be encouraged to participate in all these competitions. And that's why we'll be sponsoring them to compete in these competitions, so that as they have more of these competitions, they'll be able to bring to bear whatever they have with them.
Added that engaging learners in relevant competitions would help task their brain for educational advancement that will project the state in the front line among its peers in the country. Special Advisor to Ogun State Governor on Technical Education, Professor Joseph Odemuyiwa, has said that for the country to achieve economic revolution and meet up to the world economic standard practices, it needs to standardize its technical education. Odemuyiwa stated this while on a courtesy call to the chairman and chief executive of Coleman Wires and Cables, Ashiwaju of Remo Kingdom, Dr. Solomon Kaode Onofowokon in Shagamu, Ogun State. He said a cross-link between industry and technical institutions was the key to developing youths in industrial skills, noting that it would also encourage them to have relevant interest in entrepreneurship and to contribute economically to the society. Odemuyiwa appreciated Ashiwaju Dr. Kaode Onofowokon, who, for his previous numerous philanthropic gestures towards the development of education in the state, while seeking further collaboration with his numerous companies for the upgrading of technical and vocational education in order to make industrial sectors employable for the youths in the society.
You must be skilled, be able to do something. If we just throw to the background the role of artisans in the society, then we are saying we don't want our industries to grow. Because when we need to repair, we need to maintain, we need to assemble. And that is exactly what came to my mind when I was thinking of the philanthropists, the industrialists that we should relate with. And we look at the system of training our technicians and artisans and technologists today is somehow odd, because there is too much of a neglect, a disjustment between the industry and the school. What our students are being taught now are not what is being done in the industry. So we think the industries are our consumers. We want to relate with them. So that it's going to be 30% in the classroom, 70% in the relevant industry.
As Shiwaju Dr. Kayode Onofookun hails the present administration led by Prince Dapo Abiodun for his interest in technical and vocational education. He also encouraged the state government to retrain the current graduates in the vocational education for relevant skills to get them off job hunting, saying that it would build them for a great future. He promised the state that his company would train more graduates on mechanical and electrical aspects of vocation in the state. Ogun State House of Assembly has considered a petition on a landed property situated at Block 47, Plot 8, Olusegun Obasanjo Hilltop GRA layout, Abeokuta, with a stern warning to land grabbers to stay away from the said property and any other parts of the state, as the Assembly would not condone any criminal act. The Assembly, through its Committee on Lands and Housing, led by Honorable Damilola Shoneye, issued the warning during a meeting with concerned parties on the property and representatives of the State Bureau of Lands and Survey.
The House Committee on Lands and Housing, led by Honorable Damilola Shoneye in company of Honorables Bashiru Abdul and Olakunle Shobukola, while treating the petition filed by Dr. Lateef Odekunle on the said property, noted that it remained the sole responsibility of governments through the appropriate agency to authenticate the rightful owner of any landed property through the issuance of title documents. Hence, whosoever disturbed the operation and development activities of the rightful owner would be regarded and treated as land grabbers with necessary actions taken against him or her, as spelled out in the State Anti-Land Grabbing Law 2016. The committee members stressed that those who had contrary evidence aside the CFO issued on the said land should approach the court of law for redress.
All evidences are shown, and it shows that it's an attempt of trying to grab Dr. Odekunle's land.
I don't grab any land.
If you are not grabbing his land, and you don't have power of attorney of the villagers to claim any land, which you are not showing us here,
They can't even claim
so
it.
you cannot claim it. Agreement is going to be between you and Dr. Odekunle that this said parcel of land that you do not have any business with, you should not go to that land or have anything to do on that land until we finish this case.
Unless there's a court judgment.
Unless there's a court judgment,
the ruling.
If you hear that you are part of whosoever that is disturbing the property owner, Mr. Dr. Odekunle, you will get arrested and the law is going to take its course.
In his remark, Senior Special Assistant Lands Legal Barrister Emmanuel Akonde said that the Bureau, upon its necessary verification, discovered that the landed property which was within government acquisition was allotted to Professor Segun Awonisi, with CFO who later assigned it to petitioner Dr. Lateef Odekunle, who is now the rightful owner of the landed property. Barrister Akonde thereafter sought for the immediate formation of the Anti-Land Grabbing Task Force to address the volume of petitions on the illegal activities of land grabbers in some communities across the state, with a view to sustaining an orderly society devoid of illegal possession of land. In his response, Mr. Kingsley Sholola stated that he was not the owner of the said land and did not have any vested interest in it, but was merely speaking on behalf of members of the community, though with no official documents to back up his claims.
110 ex-corps members who distinguished themselves in the course of 2018-2019 National Service are to be given automatic employment into the Federal Civil Service. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the directive, further stated that any one of them pursuing postgraduate studies will also be given federal scholarship up to doctorate level in any Nigerian university. Speaking at the year's Presidential NYSC Honors Award, the President reaffirmed his administration's faith in the youth of Nigeria. The 2018-2019 National Service years are judged to have excelled in the cardinal programs of the NYSC scheme, especially in the areas of primary assignment and Community Development Service.
Gratitude to Mr. President for being a champion for the Nigerian youth and for being a committed supporter of the NYSC scheme.
I wish to assure you that the NYSC management and core members will continue to justify government's huge investment through greater commitment to the service of our fatherland.
The awardees for not only standing out among their peers, but also proving themselves worthy ambassadors of their families and indeed NYSC.
That the award shall inspire you to greater service to the nation and humanity. It is my plea to you to be wary of those who would like to exploit your youth, intelligence, and positive energy by channeling you into wrong paths.
Founding fathers of the scheme, notably General Yakubu Gowon, President Muhammadu Buhari is delighted that the NYSC in its 48 years of existence remain a vehicle of national unity and integration. Through the scheme, he said, walls of ethnic stereotypes are pulled down and bridges of unity built in a nation's quest for one common vision and destiny despite people's plurality.
We remain on deck as we continue to work together with a single mind for the benefit of the nation. May God continue to bless our youth, illuminating their minds and paths as they take steady and progressive steps towards the attainment of their set goals. The
President described as gratifying that core members remain at the forefront in the battle against COVID-19 through the production of face masks, hand sanitizers, liquid soap, and several fabricated machines, thereby contributing towards curtailing the spread of the global pandemic.
The improvement of our education, health, and social sectors, as well as rural development, remain a shining testament to the scheme. This has portrayed successive generations of core members as veritable agents of development.
Apart from the incentives of automatic employment and postgraduate scholarship, the Presidential Honors Award recipients also catered home cash reward. The Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of the National ICT Port in Abuja, the nation's capital. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ali Pantami, disclosed this while briefing journalists after the Council's meeting. It was reported that the Council also approved the National Policy on Aging, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. The meeting was the fourth for the year 2021 and 33rd to be held virtually since the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic 11 months ago. Efforts at enhancing job creation for sustainable future of the country to different corners as the Council approved the establishment of the National ICT Park in Abuja, first of its kind in Abuja. The park, expected to gulp 8.9 billion naira, will be a center where technology will be developed and incubated.
Behind National ICT Park is to be a center where all other public and private ICT hubs and centers are going to be coordinated by the federal government of Nigeria, where we identify our young innovators with crazy and disruptive ideas. We mentor them. Government will provide the necessary support they need. We provide the enabling environment for them to come and utilize, and if they come up with any startup, they can be supported by the federal government of Nigeria.
While a new national policy on aging has been approved by the council members from a memo to that effect by Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Farouk.
The
persons are guaranteed security, independence, participation, comprehensive care, self-fulfillment, and dignity. The policy covers the spectrum of issues and opportunities for older persons in Nigeria, older women and men in urban and rural areas, older persons living with disabilities, contributing to the progress of families, communities, and the larger society.
Water Resources Minister Sulaiman Adamu memo for the construction of Damaturu Water Supply Project in Yobe State was also approved.
Needs of these localities within Yobe State. You know, these are areas that were affected by the Boko Haram insurgency several years ago, and therefore we need to support their water supply needs. And of course, you know, this is a very high Sahelia region where surface water is even difficult to come by.
4 billion naira is to be expended on what the minister Sulaiman Adamu called solar-based project covering 3 major cities of Mala Matari, Rufa Kalam, and Sasuma, Yobe State. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has read the presidential request for the confirmation of the appointment of the new service chiefs. The request for the confirmation of the 5 nominees, including the immediate past service chiefs, as long careers ambassadors, was also read. Shortly before the Senate honored the late member of the House of Representatives, O.C. Prestige, from Abia State, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the executive communications were received during the 6-week recess. This includes the request for the confirmation of the appointment of the new service chiefs. Thank you so much for watching, and do join us again next week for another edition. Have a lovely day.
You find yourself in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. Your home is right on your fingertips. Yes, Continental